I'm Danielle with Bhav Brigade, and welcome to another Wednesday Flow at Home. Before we begin practice, as always, I like to remind you if you do have props that you would like to bring to your mat, either blocks, a blanket, a pillow, a towel, something that might help your practice be sustainable for you through the next hour or so. Take a moment to grab those. And also, as usual, I typically teach for about an hour, which I will again this time, but one thing that's going to be a little different about this class than the other ones that I have recorded for our YouTube channel is this will be a reverse flow. Usually about once or twice a year in the before time, as I've called it, prior to being at home due to safety precautions for the pandemic, I would teach a reverse slow flow when it was either really hot or groggy, or I don't even know if groggy is the right word. Maybe we feel groggy because it's extra hot when we're on the pier. Usually one time in the winter, just to kind of slow it down a little bit through the fast pace during the holidays, finals, that kind of a thing. And we are almost at the halfway point of the year, which is hard to believe. 2020 has been very interesting to say the least. And I realized I haven't taught a reverse flow. So as usual, this is going to be a slower flow. And I am going to encourage you in a moment to begin either reclined or in a comfortable seat. And we won't stay in our kind of reclining rest pose for too long. I don't want us to get kind of too dropped into relaxation before we get moving. But you do know that you have some options to begin your practice. Before I do that, the last announcement I'd like to make is if you would like to donate, there are options that are listed on our social media accounts, and the majority, actually 100% of those donations are benefiting local organizations and nonprofits. So that's what we're doing for now. I'm going to continue to record these classes at least through May. I'm going to reassess in June if I'm going to continue classes. My life gets busier because I'll be back working from home full time, teaching an online class and working with a research assistant, also online. So we have at least a few more of these, and then we'll see what's happening. We'll continue to have our classes for Bhav online in some format. I just want to reassess if I want to do Facebook Live or Instagram Live, or maybe record them every couple of weeks rather than every week, since I will be busier with my other job as a professor at Christopher Newport University. All right, so the announcements are out of the way. I encourage you to find whatever feels best for your body in this reverse slow flow. I am going to recline, so if you'd like to do that, find your way to your back. And we're not going to stay here too long, but this is where we'll do our body scan and our breath scan. And again, you can always choose a comfortable seat. For now, I have my knees bent with my feet stacked underneath my knees. And I feel my tailbone elongate toward my heels. Maybe notice that you can do that. And you're welcome to stay here. Maybe you walk the feet out a little wider, let the knees fall in. Or even if it's just for a few moments, maybe you lengthen the legs, let the feet splay out just a little bit with the arms by your side, whatever way feels best. So I'm going to keep my legs extended and just take a breath scan and a body scan. Close your eyes only if that feels good for you, or have a soft gaze down the tip of your nose. Acknowledge your thoughts. Acknowledge your breath. Notice the rise and fall of the belly and the chest. And from the heels all the way up to the crown of your head, notice which areas you might have some extra tension or tightness, or something that might feel unfamiliar. Just a couple more rounds of natural breath here. Now, for those of us that do have our legs elongated, I'm going to encourage you to bend the knees and either stay in this kind of constructive rest pose with the knees stacked on top of the hips, or if you'd like to get a bit of a gentle hip opener, you can widen the knees like a gate in a butterfly opening and bring the outer edges of the feet together, and then the feet can stay a little further apart from the tailbone for a bit less of a deeper stretch. So if you do at this point in the beginning part of the practice want to go a little deeper, you can slide the feet a little bit closer to the tailbone. Do what feels good on your knees and your hips, knowing that if you have blocks, maybe you slide one under either side of the thighs to help support you. And if you're in constructive rest, you can widen the feet, let the knees fall in toward each other. So again, reset. And then let the palms rest wherever is most comfortable as we breathe together. I'm going to have one palm at my lower belly, kind of by the navel, one palm at my heart space. Let my shoulders relax, let my neck relax. Can you let the jaw soften, the forehead soften? Let's take a deep breath in as the belly expands all the way up to the top of the chest. Sigh it out. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Now continue that deep, complete breath. Maybe close the lips without clenching through the jaw. Belly expands for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue that balancing breath and even matched inhales and exhales. A few rounds on your own. I'm going to breathe quietly too to get some of the benefits of that breath. So do an internal count at a pace that works for your body for a few rounds. Take one more complete round. And now maybe bring your palms to stack at your heart space, maybe not. Maybe you'd like to readjust the position of the knees if that's too much of a hip opening. Make some brief adjustments as needed. And if it's in your practice to set an intention, I encourage you to bring that intention to mind. We'll seal that intention in our practice together with one round of optional Om. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. Inhale for Om. Inhale, maybe you flutter the eyes open. Bring the palms outside the thighs if your knees are in a butterfly position. Slowly fold the knees up. And now lengthen the left leg as you draw your right knee into your chest. Clasp your palms behind your shin or your thigh. Draw your right knee even closer to your right armpit. Elongate through the tailbone, trying to lengthen the spine. So if you're like me and you have more of a lumbar curve, try and flatten the spine. Not necessarily tucking the tailbone, but trying to have more of a natural curve in the spine, particularly if those of us that have that deeper curve. Can you pull the belly in, lengthen the spine? Now, bring your left palm to your left hip. Bring your right arm out to the side so you have some space. So we're going to make some knee circles. Doesn't matter if you go counterclockwise or clockwise first. Just widen your knee out to the side, lengthen the leg on the inhale, exhale, draw the knee up and around, making circles one direction with your right knee. Just notice which direction you're going. So we're going to lubricate both the inner and the outer hip joint. Maybe doing that at different times, but we're all on the right leg. Whichever direction you're going with the right leg, take note and reverse that movement. Noticing how this feels. You might hear a little bit and feel a little bit of popping. As long as there's no painful sensation in your knee or hip, keep going and matching. There's my knee popping, but it felt good. So just assess what your body needs. You feel balanced out. Draw that right knee back into the chest. Maybe the head lifts up as you bring your nose a little bit towards your knee. And now on your exhale, keeping the knee in, bring the back body to the earth. Draw the left palm outside the right knee. Right arm comes back out to the side. And then just draw the right knee over as the right foot rests on the left thigh. So just a gentle recline twist. So I'm just gazing up at the ceiling. Maybe shift your gaze to the right palm or over to the left. Try to let the right shoulder be your anchor point. Inhale, side out. Inhale back up through neutral. Lengthen both legs out for a moment. Notice how that feels. And now slowly draw the left knee into the chest. And we'll take our time here for a moment as we lengthen through the spine and the tailbone. Pull the belly in. Try and flatten the lumbar curve if you have it like me. It's a little deeper. Draw the left knee in closer to the left armpit. And now bring the right palm to the right hip. We want to keep the hips steady. Just bring the left arm out to the side so you've got some room. And now on your exhale, bring the left knee out to the left and start to lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, draw the left knee across the body, making circles. This side of my hip is definitely popping a little bit more. The direction I'm going, I'm getting the inner hip joint. See how it feels when I switch the circles. We'll go a couple more times, whichever direction you're in, taking note. And now reverse, so same leg, different direction. I'm working that outer hip joint now. I have less popping. As I say that, there was one. So again, we're just noticing how our bodies feel. Really tuning in and listening to our body. And my body really needed to slow it down. Some of you may have heard in my previous videos that I was trying to give my hips a bit of a break after practice every day. So now pull the left knee back into the chest. Maybe draw the nose up towards the knee, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, drop the back body down, right palm comes across the left knee, left arm out at shoulder height like a T or cactus arm. And then exhale, draw the left knee over to the right, and the left foot stacks on top of the right thigh. Look whichever direction feels best for your neck. Left shoulder is your anchor point. So as we're moving slowly and taking a while to come up to standing, since we're doing a reverse flow, if this is what your body is called to and feeling this kind of slow reverse movement, then you found the right spot. If you're someone that is looking for a faster paced class, we've got those available for you on our YouTube side and other things, like Facebook and Instagram. As you're ready, inhale back through neutral, lengthen both legs out and just notice how you feel. Rebend the knees. We're staying reclined. So the feet stack underneath the knees, about hip width apart. Really plug into the heels. Reach the arms along the side body. Press into the palms. Alternatively, as we prepare for our bridge flow, you can bend the elbows. Hug the upper arms into the rib cage and the torso as you point the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Shout out to my friend Stacy, who years ago in one of her yoga classes showed me this, and I've been trying to use it ever since. I feel like it's sometimes a nice foundation. So I'll keep my fingertips pointed up towards the ceiling. And on an inhale, press into your feet, lift the hips, keep the neck and chin neutral. Heart comes toward the chin. We're going to keep flowing as we exhale, slowly release the hips to the earth. Inhale, press into our feet, moving at our pace, pulling up on a slow inhale. Exhale, maybe slow it down even more as you release the hips. Take a few more rounds of these rolling bridges at your pace. As you lift on an inhale, release on your exhale. Maybe take another round, and I'll cue us to sustain in a moment. So next time on an inhale, as your hips lift and your heart comes toward your chin, can the chin be soft? Maybe you interlace the fingers underneath the torso so the outer edges of the arms press into the earth. Can you point the knees forward and energetically drag the heels back? Lift a little bit higher, trying to release the tension that you might have in the glutes. Pull the lower ribs in. Breathing here for a couple of breaths, knowing you can come out before I cue. As you're ready, bring the arms out to the side. Exhale, slowly release the hips. And let the knees sway from side to side. And as you inhale, bring the knees back up to the ceiling, feet stacked underneath the knees just as a kind of a reset point. And continuing in this reclined position, cross the right foot, so the right ankle on top of the left knee, flex the right foot. Maybe you stay here. Notice how your hip feels. Long through the spine, tail points toward your left heel. Or maybe you reach the palms through the left thigh, draw that figure four formation of the legs toward the heart space, keeping the right foot flexed. And your left foot, just notice if you want to flex it, how that feels. Maybe you point it, maybe you lengthen the left leg. Just try what feels good for you. Maybe you actively press the right elbow into the right thigh. Maybe you rock from side to side a little bit before you hang out for a few breaths. Found my spot there, so I'm gonna hang out, relax the neck and shoulders. Take a few breaths wherever you are, knowing you can come out sooner if needed, or you can always stay longer after I cue us. And as you are ready, slowly bring the left foot to the earth, uncross. And now switch. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh, close to where it meets the knee. Notice how the left hip feels. Either choose to stay here or interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, or maybe the right shin. This side definitely feels a little more tension than my other side. So take those micro movements, keeping the left foot flexed, and do what feels good for you to maintain for a few breaths as needed. Listening to your body with each breath. It will tell you what it needs. Couple more breaths here. And as you are ready, exhale, release the right foot to the earth, uncross. Both feet are to the earth. Pull the knees into the chest, maybe curl yourself into a tight little ball. Rock side to side as you bring the head back to the earth. Massage the low back a little bit. A couple of options. You can either roll to one side and come up to a seat, or you can start to rock up and back, build some momentum. And maybe you rock up enough. Now, set your hips back just a little bit toward the back of your mat. Extend the legs, flex the toes. Bring the palms either at the thighs, and of course I have plenty of dog hair all over my black yoga pants, but that is nothing new to me. Or the palms can rest along the side of the hips. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe you stay here, maybe you reach the arms up. Dandasana. And try with the arms either at cactus or just a gentle bend, or maybe you do lengthen the arms up as long as the shoulders can naturally come away from the ears. Pulling the lower ribs in. Notice how this feels on the core. I felt that I wanted to draw back just a little bit, so readjust as needed. And now on an inhale, lengthen even more. Micro bend at the knee. Exhale, fold it forward. I'm going to bring my palms to the low belly, create some space, and then fold a little bit more, so grab what you can. This is really about length through the spine. So trying to shine your heart forward of your toes. So shining the heart forward rather than trying to get the nose to the knees. Maybe you pulse in and out. Maybe you find stillness. Have a few breaths here. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend the knees, open them wide like a gate, like we did earlier if you practice that recline. Maybe the feet come closer, maybe they slide out a little further. Tilt the pelvis forward, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold it forward. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Bound angle or cobbler's pose. Couple deep breaths. And as you inhale, hinge up. Keep the right knee bent. Extend the left leg. Keep the left toes flexed. Readjust so you can find your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. Turn your torso toward the left. So the torso comes toward the left. Palms frame the left leg. Inhale for length. Exhale, fold it forward. Kind of a slightly twisted forward fold in our Janu Shirsasana. You can definitely notice a focus on seated and reclined postures. My teacher told me that sometimes it's best to teach what I need. Clearly that's not always the case. We absolutely want to teach what our students need, and I will say, since I haven't seen you all in quite a while, I'm not certain what your needs are, but I know if I'm feeling something, there might be many of you that are feeling it as well. So I do appreciate you mixing it up with me today. So you inhale, slowly lengthen, keep the right knee bent. This time, turn the torso toward the right knee. Now, I'm actually going to switch the direction that I'm in so I don't have my back to you. So my left leg is still extended. I haven't been mirroring you. I've just been kind of cueing and moving with you. So now I'm going to turn my torso toward my right knee as you are. Left toes are flexed. Left palm comes outside the right thigh. Reach the right arm up. Try and keep the hips nice and neutral. As you exhale, bring your left ear toward your left shoulder. Try and extend through the right side body. We're not trying to actively reach the right fingertips all the way toward the left toes, but do try and find extension on the right side of the body. Maybe you use the pull of, a gentle pull of the left palm, the pressure of the left palm on the right thigh to open the chest up just a little bit more. Breathing in, breathing out. As you inhale, come back up. Now we can lengthen through both legs. And at this time, I will be able to come back to the other way. So this time the right leg is extended, left knee is bent, left foot presses into the right thigh. Bring the palms along the left leg. Lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, fold it forward. So we're just kind of slightly twisted to the right. Trying to shine the heart past the toes. Couple more breaths here. And as you are ready, inhale coming up. We're going to keep the position of the legs. So we're going to twist the torso a little bit toward the left, right? So toward the left knee. Right palm comes outside the left thigh. Anchor through the hips. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And as you exhale, bring your right ear toward your right shoulder. Create length in the left side body as you reach the fingertips in the direction of the right toes. Maybe you use that resistance of the right palm on the left thigh to twist the chest just a little bit more open. That feels really good for me. Hopefully it does for you. Always ease off and take care of your body as needed. So even though the right ear is coming toward the right shoulder, can you softly drop the right shoulder away from the ear? One more complete breath. As you inhale, slowly come back up. Now rebend both knees, and so you're kind of in a cross-legged position as a transition to bring the palms slowly coming to tabletop as a transition. And this is where I like to remind you that, like me, you might have sensitive knees, or you want a long-term yoga practice and you want to protect the knees. Maybe you have a blanket or a towel for underneath the knees here. And then bring the right knee in front of you. So we have the left knee down on the mat. I have my toes pointed back behind you. That's a personal preference for me. And since I have blocks, why not use them? So I'm going to bring the blocks even to the highest height, because why not? And I'm even, as I did the last couple of practices, going to ease out of that bend. And I encourage you to do the same in that right knee. Notice space between the thigh and the torso. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you inhale, reach the right arm, reach both arms up. You could reach the right arm up and bring the left palm. Let's go ahead and do that. Reach the right arm up, left palm to the left hip or the block. Maybe arc over on an exhale. Getting a stretch along the right side body as the right fingertips reach toward the left side of the mat. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, bring the palms to the blocks. Remove the blocks if they're there, or you can have the block on the lowest height underneath the left palm, otherwise the left palm to the earth, right palm to the right thigh. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist it out to the right. So sorry to have my back to you for the moment. You can either keep the palm there or inhale, reach the right toes up. You can either stay here, you can tuck the left toes, lift through the back leg, point the right knee forward as you draw the right hip back in space. Try and stack the shoulders. You're on the ball of the left foot if you have your left leg lifted. And as you exhale, slowly release the knee. Bring both palms to the earth. And then slowly bring your right knee back behind you. Step the left foot forward. Readjust as needed. Right knee is on the blanket for me. My toes are pointed back behind me. I'm gonna bring my blocks back. And now ease out of that bend a little bit in the left knee. Take a couple moments here. Notice how it feels in your body. I'm gonna bring my blocks even a little bit closer to me to kind of not collapse into that hip flexibility. You can choose to stay here. Maybe you inhale or reach the arms up. Either staying here or maybe you bring the right palm to the right hip. And then exhale, reach the left arm out toward the right side of your mat. but staying plugged into the left foot to find some support and keeping the hips forward. Nice arc along the left side body. Inhale, reach both arms up for a breath. Exhale, bring the palms down. Maybe you keep the right block on the lowest height with the right palm there. Left palm to the left thigh as you lengthen the chest. Exhale, twist it out to the left side. Maybe you inhale, reach the left fingertips up. Maybe you tuck the right toes, lift the right leg. Really active through the back leg. Point the left knee forward. Draw the left hip back in space a little bit though, trying to stack the shoulders, twisting the chest open toward the ceiling just a little bit more, if that feels good for you. One more breath here. Exhale, bring bring your knee to the earth, both palms to the earth. Bring both knees back. Widen through the knees, bring the big toes together. Let's find a nice child's pose. First of the practice, forehead to the earth. Couple breaths here. Continue to breathe here if that's available to you. We're building just a little bit of heat now that we're at the halfway point of our practice, so you'll start to notice I'm going to cue us into some standing sequences for those of you that are looking forward to that. Take another couple breaths in child's pose if that feels good for you. And then if you haven't already, re-extend the palms forward, tuck the toes, but keep a deep bend in the knee. As you exhale, slowly lift the hips up and back. Finding a dynamic downward dog. By dynamic, I mean movement, fluid movement, bending the knees one at a time as needed. Whatever feels good for you, shake the head out a little bit before we find stillness. If you find stillness, that's always an option. Now, if you haven't already, bend both knees very deeply, almost so that the shins are parallel with the mat. Can you push the chest toward the thighs so that the ears can rest between the arms? You're gazing back at your feet or your knees. Draw the armpits in a little bit toward the heart space as you actively press out through the forearms. So you're trying to protect the wrist. Maybe exhale, slowly lengthen the legs as you press the heels toward the earth. Chest comes even closer to the legs, trying to lock out through the knees. Notice how you feel. Deep breath in, side out. We'll take 2 more warming breaths here, knowing that you can find child's pose again if that's not what you're looking for today. At the bottom of your next exhale, slowly walk the palms backwards and meet the feet, folding in. Find a half lift on your inhale, like an upside down L, sternum shines forward. Exhale, fold, and let's make this a juicy forward fold by finding a closed chain. You can interlace the fingers behind the neck, or maybe clasp opposite elbows. Bend the knees as is deeply needed for your body today. Maybe you sway the upper body. Let the neck be long. And as you're ready, exhale, release any bind that you might have. Inhale, slowly, very slowly, start to come up. We've been on the ground for over a half an hour, at least. And eventually the shoulders stack on top of the hips. Finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So look down or feel it out in the feet if they're parallel. Draw the tailbone down. Maybe you close the eyes and do another body scan. Maybe you keep the eyes open and do a body scan. Beginning from the heels all the way up to the crown of the head. How do you feel now after some gentle movement, some focused breath? Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on an inhale. Exhale, as you bend the knees, fold to the earth. Slowly walk one palm forward at a time, coming into our push-up position. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way a little bit. So readjust. We're going to find our plank pose for a breath. So palms are underneath the shoulders. Maybe you have to press the heels back a little further. Try and have the shoulders and butt in line rather than sagging or lifting the butt up. So readjust as needed. Pull the lower ribs in, right, so the belly's pulling in toward the spine. Exhale, release the knees. Point the toes back behind you. Inhale, shift slightly forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, bring everything to the earth. Inhale, lift from the back of the ribs. Draw the elbows in toward each other. Lengthen through the heart space. Pinky toes are even pointed down. Exhale, release. We'll do that 2 more times. Make sure the toes are pointed back. Toenails are into the earth as you draw from the back body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Maybe the palms hover off. Draw the elbows in. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes. Inhale, lift up through our modified table, or maybe you lift it up through plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. 2 more breaths here, but knowing that child's pose is available to you. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up in whatever way is best for your body. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. So palms can come to the hips. On an exhale, step your left foot back. We're going to find our warrior 1 position. Remember, we're doing a reverse flow, so mixing it up a little bit. Not quite yet to our sun salutations. So you want the tailbone to orient down, bending through the right knee. The left toes are slightly pointed toward the top left corner of your mat. And if that feels like your hip is opening, so I'm over-exaggerating. I don't know if you heard that pop, but this would be more like a warrior 2, with the foot not out to the side. For warrior 1, with the hips forward, it might work to draw the right foot out to the right a little bit, and maybe even step the left foot slightly forward. So work on that foundation, press into the outer edge of your back foot. Maybe you inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe the palms come together. Maybe you're like, no, that doesn't feel great. Pull the lower ribs in, tailbone down. Breathing in. Maybe you look up, but be soft in the neck. Continuing to breathe. Not collapsing into the back arch. And as you inhale, bring the palms to the heart space. Come to the ball of the left foot. Bend a little bit deeper in the right knee. So for me, when I come to crescent lunge, this high lunge, you need to step the back foot just a little bit further back. So that indicates to you I have a shorter stance in warrior 1 to protect my spine and my hips particularly. Now inhale, reach the arms up. Crescent lunge, or you can release the back knee if that's something that feels better for your body today. Bring the palms to the heart space. Exhale, twist it out to the right. So you're going to hook the left arm outside the left elbow, outside the right thigh, if that feels good for you. If not, remember you can release the back knee and try a twist toward the right. So actively press through the back knee, meaning that you try and lift into an invisible hand behind your left knee. Maybe you press the left arm into the outer right thigh even more to twist the chest open. As you exhale, look down, turn down, palms frame the front foot, step back to downward facing dog. You can find your flow if you'd like. For inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, release the knees, point the toes back. Maybe inhale, shift forward. As you exhale, come halfway or a quarter of the way down, elbows hugging tight. Inhale, press the heart forward, maybe lift off the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, side out. Inhale, side out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, or maybe you hop to the front of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Notice how you feel for a breath. Palms at the hips. Exhale, step your right foot back, preparing for warrior one. So we'll move slow for the foundation. Deep or not deep bend in your left knee. Maybe you walk the left foot out to the left just a little bit. Maybe you step the right foot forward. Lengthen through the tailbone, pull the lower ribs in. Actively press through the outer edge of your right foot and either stay here as you are ready. Maybe you inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe the palms touch. Maybe you look up. Again, these are just micro adjustments that are specific to each of our bodies. So do what feels good for you. Take a couple more breaths here. And as you are ready, inhale, palms to the heart space, come to the ball of the back foot. I'm going to step my left foot back just a little bit for my longer stance. I'm going to bend a little bit deeper into my left knee now. Lengthen through the spine on an inhale. As you exhale, twist, hook it out toward your left side. When you can release the back knee at any time, actively lift up through the back leg, point the left knee forward, draw the left hip back. As you press the right arm into the outer left thigh to maybe open the twist a little bit more. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm starting to get a little wobbly here. Maybe you are too. Let's safely on an inhale, or excuse me, on an exhale, turn down, palms frame the back foot. Palms frame the front foot. I'm going to come back to my breath and step back to downward facing dog. You can either find child's pose or inhale, shift forward. Exhale, this time maybe the knees stay lifted, maybe they come down. Inhale, still slightly forward. As you exhale, come all the way or halfway. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, moving in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. This time, on an inhale, reach the right leg up behind you. Try to keep the hips neutral, toes pointed down. Exhale, as many steps as it takes, step that right foot up and in between the palms. Turn the back heel down, either heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Lead with the left arm. Inhale, coming up into warrior two. Making your adjustments. Pressing into the outer edge of the left foot. And again, as a reminder, I'm not mirroring. I got on the flow, just going with you after being reclined for so long. So you can either gaze over the torso or gaze over the right thumb. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. And as you inhale, lengthen through the right leg, reach the right palm forward. Exhale, find triangle. Maybe you find your block, maybe the left palm comes to the left hip. Draw it back in space so the chest can come up towards the ceiling a little bit. Micro bend in the knees, tailbone orients toward your back heel. Either gazing up or down or to the side. Couple more breaths here. Look down on an exhale. Inhale, use your core, come on up. Exhale, rebend into warrior two. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, palms frame your front foot. Come to the ball of the left foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Optional flow. Maybe you find child's pose. Move with your breath or don't move, but keep breathing. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. If you're in child's pose, you can choose to join us back up in down dog if you like. Inhale, reach the left leg up behind you, hips are neutral, left toes down. Exhale, and as many steps as it takes, the left foot out and up, in between the palms. Turn the back heel down, so your right heel back and down, heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Puts into the outer edge of the back foot, lead with the right arm. Coming up, I apologize for having my back to you, but I'm in the flow and I'm not gonna mix it up just yet. This might give you a different visual for the back line of the body. So really press into the outer edge of your right foot, either gazing over the torso or over the left thumb. Track the left knee so you can see the left big toe. Shoulders away from the ears. Tailbone coming down. Couple breaths here. Inhale, lengthen through the left leg as you reach the left arm forward. Exhale, find triangle. Maybe you gaze up at the right thumb. Maybe the right palm comes to the right hip. Draw the hip back so the chest can shine a little further up towards the ceiling. Tailbone toward your back heel. Looking up to the side or down, whatever feels best for your neck. Couple more breaths. Your next exhale, look down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale for length. Exhale, palms frame the front foot. Step back, find your flow, or we're gonna meet in child's pose. So if you're ready for child's pose, we'll meet you there in a moment. If you found your flow, maybe you take a breath or more in down dog. Notice the energy that you've been cultivating. And as you're ready, if you're not there already, lower the knees, bring the big toes together, hips back toward the heels, finding child's pose for a couple of breaths. And if child's pose is not what you're feeling, you want to keep moving, this is your practice. Maybe you find a couple more flow sequences. I'm going to make my child's pose a tricep stretch by bending the elbows and bringing the palms back behind me in reverse prayer at my neck. Couple more breaths. Reach the arms forward if they're not already. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Just checking the time here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your way to the front of the mat. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up whatever way is best for your body. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward, integrity in the heart space. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back to a low lunge. Inhale, look forward to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. You'd either choose to stay here Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, find your flow. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the front of the mat, folding in. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding forward for the other side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms press, put the left foot back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, press downward facing dog. Optional flow. Inhale, shift forward to plank. As you exhale, lower. Inhale, heart shines forward. Exhale, we meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop your way to the front of the mat. Half lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms at the heart space and alongside the body. Notice how you feel. I'm going to prepare my blanket so my knee can come down soon for our modified sun salutation. So if you'd like to put them out there and have it ready, go for it. Inhale, arms reach, heart lifts. Exhale, fold it forward. Half lift on an inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back to your low lunge. Really lengthen through the back of the leg as you lengthen the spine too. As you exhale, release the right knee, point the right toes back. Inhale, reach up. But try not to collapse into the hip flexibility. Remember, the palms can come to the left thigh or they can reach up. We'll take a few breaths here. Nice low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Maybe bring the pinkies toward each other for a few breaths. Try and open up through the shoulders. Soften through the back of the neck. One more deep breath in. Sigh it out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms frame the left foot. Tuck the back toes. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank if you'd like to find your flow. Exhale, release. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up behind you. Exhale, step it up, eventually in between the palms. As you inhale, lengthen through the back of the leg and the spine. Exhale, release the left knee, point the left toes back behind you. Press into the right foot. Inhale, reach up, or maybe the palms come to the right thigh. Really actively pressing into the right foot. Pulling the lower ribs in. Feeling a little off kilter there. Sometimes it helps to look down. One more deep breath in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, palms press to frame your right foot. Tuck the back toe, look forward. Exhale, and as many steps as is comfortable, step the left foot forward to meet the right, folding in. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, palms through heart center, folding forward for the other side. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, step the left foot back. Inhale to lengthen through the back leg and the spine. As you exhale, release the left toes. Point the left toes back behind you. Left palm comes to the earth underneath the left shoulder. Right palm to the right thigh. As you exhale, twist it out to the right. Maybe you stay here, like we did earlier, or maybe you bend the left knee as you lift the left foot. Right arm reaches up and back. If this feels good, so right knee points forward, left hip draws back. So you try and actively open through the chest. Just do what feels good for you. Bit of a quad opener. One more deep breath in. On your next exhale, softly release the foot to the earth. If it's lifted, palms to the earth. Lift through the back knee. Press back to downward facing dog. Optional last flow. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left toes up behind you. Exhale, eventually step that left foot in between the palms. Lengthen through the spine and the back leg as you reach the right knee down. Point the right toes behind you. Right palm to the earth underneath the right shoulder. Left palm to the left thigh. As you exhale, twist it out to the left. You can choose to stay here. Maybe you reach the left palm up as you bend the right knee. Reach the left palm back for the left foot. No, left palm for the right foot. I was doing so well, or at least I thought I was. Now try and deepen the twist, only if that feels good for you. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more deep breath in. Sigh it out. Now on your next exhale, slowly release everything. Tuck the back toe, lift the back leg, look forward. Exhale as many steps as is comfortable. Step the back foot forward, folding in. Half lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up whatever way is best for your body. Palms to the heart space, alongside the body. Take a couple of breaths here. Knowing that if you would like to spend your resting time at the end of class here in a standing pose at the mountain, you're welcome to do so. If you'd like to find child's pose or a seat, that is available to you. If there's any other postures you'd like to take before closing practice. And of course, if you would like to find a reclined pose like we begin, and that's available to you, I'm going to choose a comfortable seat. So I'll give you a moment to do what feels best for your body. And wherever you choose, we'll be there for just a few minutes. If you need more time or less time, remember this is your practice. So grab any props that will be sustainable for you, whatever resting pose you choose for the last few minutes of class. Start to slow the breath. Release the thoughts of the breath. Release any thoughts other than being in this moment. And perhaps giving yourself the permission to find stillness in the mind, in the breath, and in the body. Maybe you close the eyes, just gaze softly down. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana or whatever other resting position you have selected for your practice, longer if you like. Otherwise, as you are ready, slowly start to deepen the breath, come back into your body. Particularly if you're standing, maybe start to make subtle movements of slight bends to the knee and elbow or sways to the arms. Or if you're seated, maybe you switch the cross of the legs, just wiggle the torso from side to side a little bit. If you're reclined, do what feels good for you to eventually come up to a seat. And if you're standing and that's comfortable, I invite you to stay exactly where you are. We'll give us all a moment to come back to our center, back into our breath. If it's available, I encourage you to keep the eyes closed for just a little bit longer as you inhale, bring the palms to the heart space. Sigh it out. Inhale for an optional Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of our own lives contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you so much for continuing this yoga journey with me. I am delighted and very grateful to be a small part of your practice. You are welcome to make suggestions for classes that you would like. We have multiple teachers that are using formats to still connect with you and offer practices online. So please use our social media accounts or email at bhavbrigade@gmail.com. You can find that information online if needed. We would love to hear from you. Post comments to our social media accounts. Let us know how you're doing. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on when you're practicing. See you next time.